Greetings, dear ones. I am the Keeper of Time. I've joined you this day with your game well in progress. But I tell you, we look at your energy on planet Earth, and we are amazed. Amazed that all of you have this opportunity to project yourself onto a timeline and to play the game of pretending to be a human. Now, I am the Keeper of Time, and I've come in this day to share with you a little of what is ahead. Now, have you ever been in a car as a passenger? Perhaps even when you were younger and maybe even drove a little bit faster, or your friends did. And suddenly you're in this car and you're having this conversation with people, and all of a sudden it makes a drastic turn. And all of a sudden you're bracing yourself, you're thrown up against the side of the car as it goes through the turn, and then suddenly you come back to normal, then you resume your conversation. You're about to take a turn. It's a big one. Are you ready? We'll share a little bit of this. We had a wave of energy which landed on Earth on September 27th, not that long ago. And it is basically still coming in. It is raising everything to new levels. But on September 27th, a massive amount of it came in to raise all of humans everywhere. Not just humanity, but every plant, every animal, every rock, every leaf. Very beautiful to see how it has worked and how you have managed to move that in so many different ways. But we'll tell you that here you are about to take another turn. Now, if you can imagine that I might be driving the car. Well, when I drive the car, I keep things very steady and rather easy and rather simple for pretty much everyone because of the concern of my passengers. But there are times, dear ones, where some drivers do not think that. If you could imagine Ilra driving the car, you can imagine yourself being thrown all over the place at different times. He will talk to me about that later. But now what you're seeing is the opportunity to see that curve coming. Now, if you position yourself at the perfect junction, you can make it through the curve with very little effort. You will ride the high essence, cut it down to the closeness, and basically make the curve fairly simple without being thrown up against the wall or disturbing your life in many other ways. Oh, that is what's taking place. When exactly is the curve coming in? Well, it will be experienced by different people at different times, but the majority of it will come in during the first 4 months of the next year, all the way through April. Well through April. These turns you have been in preparation for. Now, you will see many things will start changing. Why is this? The very simple reason that humanity is rising still, and because of raising that vibration, you can now see things that you could not see, which were blocked from your view before. Now, you have that opportunity to see fully through it and to place yourself in the position of least resistance, or even to gain something by going through the turn. The turn is all of humanity. And that is a redirection. Very beautiful. The family of E has been on this planet in more mass this moment than ever before in your planet's history. Now, yes, there are more people on your planet than ever before in your planet's history, including previous times of Lemuria and Atlantis. But you'll see that much of that is now shifting because you're about to hit a critical mass number. That would be 8 billion. That 8 billion mark will hit a critical mass and shift everything. Now, does that mean you're going to be hitting 8 billion in the first part of 2017? No, but that will be the other part of the turn. That will be the landing of the turn. The turn is in preparation to put something new, to create new things for people. Now, how is that possible? Well, you're examining these every day, are you not? You're looking at all the rules you have set out for yourselves and others and re-examining many of them. That It's beautiful. Well done. It means you're allowing your own belief systems to evolve to the level from which you can now see. You'll be able to justify things more between your head and your heart than ever before. And you will have the return of Lemuria. When two lines of time cross each other at just the right moment, you experienced one about a year or so ago. Another one is coming. But it will be after the turn. It will be after the new direction is determined for all of humanity, and that is what is right in front of you. But as that starts to evolve, you have new capabilities of finding and grounding passion in your life in all new ways. In truth, you will be simplifying your lives. And all these arguments and discussions and elections and all the things that have led up to this have brought out all these rather interesting points that you will want to rectify once you go through the curve. The turn. The great turn of humanity. Does it mean that you'll see it? No. Generally, turns are not generally seen until they are pretty far down the road and you look backwards. So don't expect too much of it. But what I will tell you is that you can prepare yourself by projecting into the future the energy which you wish to use. And it will draw you through that curve at the path of least resistance. Now, so many things are taking place, dear ones. This can be, obviously, a potential for a collapse of some of your systems. Because a turn of that nature can cause things that are out of integrity to start to feed on themselves. That is what happens. You have two vibrations which are opposite of each other. They neutralize each other. That's what takes place. That is spiritual physics as well as your modern-day Newtonian physics, you called it. We'll be speaking of this in greater detail in the very near future because so much new information is here. But dear ones, you are at this critical junction that is absolutely amazing. You worked so much in the times of Atlantis for your evolution, for your evolvement of your technologies, of your spirituality, and every part of it. But yet it was cut short. You were not able to complete. Now you can. That is what's happening. You are picking up where you left off. Only this time, instead of going through the biological side of advancement, you went through more of a technological side of advancement. You have so much that is happening. You are creating cognitive computers. Computers that can think. Now, of course, your greatest fear is what happens when the computers outthink the humans. Do they simply shut us off, lock us in a room somewhere, and take over our world? Well, that remains to be seen, but that is not one of the potentials that is laying ahead. What is laying ahead is a rather interesting question for humanity. When you create something and it holds true consciousness, how will that work? What will you call it? What rights will you give it? The truth of the matter is, none of you are accustomed to being creators. So you're accustomed to denying your own creation abilities. It's time to start looking at these, asking these questions ahead of time. You have no problem giving your energy to a plant or an animal or a pet. And yet, it's very difficult to give it to you. Very difficult for you to receive in that measure. Take a step, dear ones. All of you are there. Now, during this curve up ahead, yes, it is possible, especially if Idle is driving, to be thrown up against the side of the bus at that point. But we also tell you something that all of you need to know. We have you. We are doing our best to protect each and every one of you. Because you carry a flavor of the light, which is very important to your own evolution and ours as well. We are not separate from you. We are part of you. the same way that you are part of each other. Moving in that direction, opening those new capabilities, will start to open worlds for you that you have not seen since the times of Lemuria. Now in Lemuria, you had deep connections with each other. It was no problem at all to connect in a different way and to simply say, oh, you're a part of me, I feel you, I feel your needs, I will move aside, I will make this space, I will do all of this in this way. And yet there are so many things that you can be working with this. Now, all of you are starting to ground where you are. In Lemuria, you were connected. You worked in the similar fashion that the bees work when they are in their hives. They all communicate. They all know their own jobs. They know exactly what they're supposed to do, and they're all about doing it. That is also the new way after the turn. It's also possible that many of you will be meeting your Lemurian selves. You'll have almost an energy which comes over you in some ways and takes you out of your own circumstance. All of you can be doing this in different ways if you just pick it up and try. Work a little bit more with it in every time that you get the chance. Push a little bit further, knowing that we have you. Is it possible to fly off the road during this turn? Of course it is. There are many people you will actually see doing that. But not for you. We got you. We're providing a safety net, especially for those that have critical pieces for planet Earth. All of you do. We honor you in ways that you cannot understand. But we love you, and that you can understand. Take these next steps with joy. Prepare to meet another part of yourself, which was here during these beautiful days of Lemuria. You will not be learning as much as you will be remembering. And we hope you remember well. Because you had a society which empowered each other. That is why you have called it the family of E. The family of E has incarnated over and over and over again since the days of Lemuria. To be here at specific times where your evolution was critical on your honoring of human rights. So human rights is one of the larger pieces of the family of E. The family of E is basically causing this turn. It's a redirection. It's a new commitment. It's a new way to activate light in whole new directions. Now, also, we tell you there will be some preparation for this in different ways. But we're not trying to prepare you for the curve. You can do that yourself. We're trying to prepare you for what's afterwards. Because that society opens up. That society has the capability of creating an environment which all of you can grow in and evolve into in the most incredibly beautiful ways. These are the new times on your planet. You have created them. The family of E is back together. And you are doing some absolutely incredible work. Know that your path is being watched from above, from here at home. We honor every part of what you are trying to do with each other. And we clear the path for you whenever possible. We ask you to do the same for each other. Because that's the beginning of the empowered society that you are building today. Know that sometimes you have to go through the dips before you can get to the heights. But even the turn will not be that bad. Are you ready? We are. It is with the greatest of honor that we greet you in these ways. We ask you to treat each other with respect at every moment that you can. Nurture one another every opportunity. And play well together on this new earth. I am the keeper of time. Espavo.
Espavo.